morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at a very cool product which has just gone and been announced for, well, Hong Kong and Taiwan, your traditional Chinese territories. It's a new box, and it's got a new Charizard. I think this is something we might need to have a little bit of a chat about. Now, first of all, we've got the box. Nice and simple. It's got Mega Charizard X on the front. Well, of course it's got Mega Charizard X on the front. We are very much in the Inferno X, time at the moment. So you're going to have a lot of Mega Charizard X. That's just kind of a thing. What other stuff do you get in the box? Well, you get yourself a whole bunch of packs, which is rather lovely. Whole bunch of packs. You actually get a box plus extra packs. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. That's not all. Because there's also a single card frame. A nice little thing in which you can put, a single card. Yay! Well, that's rather lovely now, isn't it? And to be fair, some people are going to absolutely love this. This is going to be very, very cool. It's not essential. It is, in fact, very far from essential, but it's still it is a nice little bonus. Some people are going to love this. Use it to display your favorite card and all of that. Why not, ladies and gentlemen? Why not? But that is not the most exciting thing that is going on in this particular product, because there is a promo pack. And the promo pack, I think it's fair to say, that is the most exciting thing about this particular set. Now, we all know that it's not all going to be amazing. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's not all going to be amazing. But, new Charizard. Now, to be fair, there's also a stamped Fire Energy as well. So if you're playing Charizard, I kind of like the idea of trying to get hold of just a bunch of this stamped energy, just because I think it's kind of cool. Stamped with the name of the set. But, yeah, I'm not sure it's the best. Also, the Charizard, I should say, the Charizard has a stamp on as well, if anybody's interested. Now, what's important to note here, this is not a straight reprint of Charizard. No. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually an alternate art, which I find very interesting because we've not seen any alternate art Charizard yet. Well, okay, so when I say that, let me clarify. So we've seen the regular Charizard, and then obviously we've seen the super fancy Charizard, the one that's got the kanji written on, or I suppose if you look at the Japanese version, it's got the English characters written on. But you know where I'm going with this. The one that's clearly alternate art and has the attack name kind of proudly displayed across the card. But this is from the end of year special set, what is going to be Mega Dream, which hasn't actually been announced or revealed yet, but we have seen, for instance, a trademark and retailer listings in Japan and all of that. So it's one of those, we don't know that it's coming, but we know that it's coming. And that's kind of super fancy, but again, the whole point of that is it's a special version from your end of year special set, and actually, also worth pointing out, that is, for us, not going to be in the end of year special set. It's actually going to be in the Ultra Premium collection that I showed you the other day, which is kind of awesome. So, from what we understand, the Lucario and Gardevoir should be in, whatever special set we get instead of Mega Dreams, but the Charizard is being taken out to be used as a promo in the Ultra Premium collection. This print of the Charizard, however, this one is very interesting indeed, because it is, to all intents and purposes, just a regular version of Charizard. And look, my traditional Chinese is not good. I've Google translated it. You don't need a Google translation. It is Mega Charizard EX, Fire type, 360 HP, weakness to water, retreat cost of 2, and an attack called Something X that for 2 Fire Energy does 90 times something. Come on. Very clearly and obviously the same card. Did we need an alternate art version of it? No. but it's kind of cool we're getting it. Now, that does also raise a fairly interesting question of when, how, why, where, etc. are we going to be getting this? And the answer is, I don't know. Like, we'll get it at some point. There was a random alternate art Charizard that came around initially in its own deck in places like Hong Kong and Taiwan. And then a little while later, we got that Charizard in its own little collection box with the Lenticular Charizard, for what it's worth, which is honestly kind of awesome. Seriously, if anyone from Pokemon's watching, more Lenticular cards, please. I would be delighted if we could have a few extra Lenticular cards. That would make me very, very happy. Point is, I don't know how we're getting this print of Charizard. No one's told us how we're getting this print of Charizard, but at some point it's going to show up somewhere. It's probably, I imagine, going to turn up as an alternate art in a deck or as a promo in some box or something up down the line somewhere. That's not terribly important. The point is we're getting it and it's stamped, and that's rather lovely. Now, there are a couple of other energy coming along as well, but there are a couple of other Pokemon that are available in this promo pack, and they are Zashian and Toxtricity. And I don't know how closely you're following the reveals here, although hopefully you're subscribed to this channel and following them along with me. That would be lovely. But if we take Toxtricity as an example, that's not the regular art of Toxtricity. They haven't just taken regular art Toxtricity and added a stamp on it. This is another full-on alternate art Toxtricity. I think, and I don't know, I'm guessing pre-release promo. Partly because it's an alternate art of a card that's in the set, just a regular ordinary card, and so that makes perfect sense as a pre-release promo. But also, it's got an ability that attaches a darkness energy from your deck at the cost of 2 damage counters on the Pokemon to whom you have attached it. It is exactly the kind of thing that would work beautifully in a pre-release. It would actually be a phenomenal pre-release promo to get. And otherwise, if it's not a pre-release promo, then Pokemon have got to release it somewhere else outside of Hong Kong and Taiwan. And by the way, I know that mainland China, simplified Chinese, they are lately getting a bunch of promos that we're not getting. That is not happening in Hong Kong and Taiwan for traditional Chinese. When they get promos, we get those promos. There's not been a bunch of missing. I mean, I know there's always exceptions, okay? There are always exceptions. I'm sure you can find a couple. I could find a couple. That's not the point. The point is generally when they get them, we get them. And I think there's going to be a pre-release promo, and it actually fits really nicely as a pre-release promo. It's a lovely alternate art, but it's also a card that would suit pre-releases quite nicely, and I kind of dig that. That makes me pretty happy. Now, the other one we've got coming in here is Zashian, and you know how I just predicted that the Toxtricity is going to be a pre-release promo? Well, I would like to copy that prediction for Zashian, please. Because I'm pretty sure this one's going to be a pre-release promo as well. Now, let me be clear that this is just a prediction. It's not based on anything. I don't have any insider information or anything silly like that. I'm telling you, we got alternate arts of cards that are going to be in Phantasmal Flames. They are regular cards, a card of which you would expect to show up in something like Phantasmal Flames. And also, they are cards that do actually suit pre-releases quite nicely. Side note, the Zashian's got an illustration rare as well, so we've already got 3 prints of this card. The Zashian's 50 damage, but for 2 energy. But if your opponent's got 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, it does an extra 90. Well, in a pre-release, they're going to start with 4. So the second they take 1 prize, Zashian becomes busted. Yeah. To be fair, that's going to be a ridiculous card in pre-releases, whether it's actually a pre-release promo or not. I just think making it a pre-release promo when it is such a good card in pre-releases, kind of a nice touch. I appreciate that. That makes me kind of happy. So that's my prediction. These are going to be pre-release promos. We've got free stamped energy. We got these 2. And then we've got the Charizard. And yeah, like, make no mistake about it. Charizard is the big card here. And it is going to suck. Some people are going to pick up this product and they're going to get the promo card, and it's not going to be Charizard, and they're going to be sad. Really, genuinely, if you're picking one of these up, cross your fingers super tight for the Charizard, would ya? Because I get the feeling this is going to be a very sought-after card. But it's a cool product, and I've told you all about it now. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this, about the promos, about everything else in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Stegaraptor, who's been a support of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout-out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.